Hi, I'm Kathy Jaskolski from kathyjaskolski.com. Today, I'd like to share a story about an island in conflict and how being there at that time shone a light on an internal conflict that was going on within me, but I wasn't acknowledging. In 2017, our beloved St. Martin's was decimated by Hurricane Irma. December of last year, we decided that enough reclamation had taken place that we could go visit again. And we were really looking forward to being there with the people that we'd come to love and around the water that we just adored. When we arrived at the airport, the woman who picked us up to take us to our resort shared that we might have some delays getting to the hotel. And what happened over the next 3 hours, which is usually only 30 minutes, was come to a halt traffic, blue skies ribboned with black billowing clouds of burning tire smoke from the barricades, people native to the island uprising, police in riot gear, and a general overall feeling that our vacation was not going to be at all like we had planned. We found out that most of the local restaurants that we loved were closed. All of the beach businesses had closed. Many of the beaches were empty. And so we had a vacation more tucked in than what we had originally planned. Now, what had happened there is most of the hotels and resorts had rebuilt, but the people who lived on the islands for generations lost their homes and their businesses and were not provided with the means to reclaim them that was needed. So they were protesting. So yeah, it felt prickly to be on vacation and have this happening. And yet right in the middle of that uprising was my yoga practice. And how I began to practice was to really sit with the inquiry or contemplation. Why was I on vacation in the middle of an uprising? What meaning did that hold for me? Now, contemplation isn't something that you ask and then the next minute you have the answer to it. It's learning to live with and kind of simmer in the question and allow that question to evolve and maybe even become a different question, but start to teach you. And what I learned from that was there was a bit of a revolution going on in my own body. I had arrived with an injury to my knee, and the knee was injured, my meniscus was torn. And so it made it difficult for me to walk, much as we were finding it difficult to do the things that we wanted to do on the island. So I started to contemplate if there's a conflict going on in me, an imbalance in me, that is creating this knee which is all about flexibility, is creating this need to have an uprising, then what is that conflict? And what I could see and started to discover was there was a huge difference between my inner world and my outer world. My outer world was filled with demands, filling other people's needs, making other people first, and oftentimes coming up short of their expectations. My inner world was telling me to slow down, to start to move towards this little flicker of awareness that there was something that I was supposed to be doing in the world. It was inviting me to be closer to family, to be in nature more, and to meditate and listen more deeply. So once I had this awareness, it's not like overnight things changed. It took a good 3 months for me to start to discover what my next step was. And what that was is I said yes to what I wanted and no to what I was supposed to do. And in saying that yes to me, an amazing thing happened. Almost immediately, the pain in my knee went away. Isn't that fascinating? Now, my knee pain comes back on occasion, but I'm seeing my knee as my teacher, that place that tells me I'm out of balance. Because in yoga, yoga actually means to unite, and often it's the opposites. The part of myself that lives in the outer world and the part of myself that's very much aligned with the divine in the inner world. Now my teaching and my leadership is fully aligned with being in balance both internally and serving in the world. If you'd like to learn more about what I'm offering, visit kathyjaskolski.com. With deep gratitude for my teachers. This week, my teachers have been my niece and the gorgeous island and people of St. Martin's. Namaste.